Have you ever woken up one morning and realized that something you've loved for decades suddenly feels different? The coffee you've sworn by for years tastes oddly flat. That favorite dessert, the one that used to make you close your eyes in delight, now feels like it's missing some magic. Or maybe, out of nowhere, you've developed a craving for foods you barely touched in the past. It's as if your taste buds have quietly rewritten the menu of your life without asking your permission. Wisdom beyond 60, dear everyone. This is where the story gets interesting. Most people think aging is just about wrinkles or slower steps, but there's a quieter, more personal transformation happening inside you, one that even your doctor might not mention. After the age of 75, your relationship with food, the comfort, the joy, the memories tied to it, starts to subtly shift. And here's the part no one warns you about. These changes aren't just preferences or moods. They're rooted deep in your body's sensory system. As we age, our sense of taste and smell begins to lose its sharpness. Taste buds, once quick to react, start to slow down. The pathways that carry flavor signals to your brain may no longer fire as efficiently as they used to. And because smell plays a massive role in how we experience flavor, even the richest, most seasoned dish can seem oddly bland when your nose isn't picking up the same details. Add to that the influence of common medications, many of which mute or distort flavors, and you've got a recipe for a whole new dining experience. But it's not just flavor. You might find yourself reacting differently to texture and temperature too. The chilled fruit you once found refreshing might now feel a little too cold for sensitive teeth. On the flip side, warm and soft foods may feel like a gentle hug from the inside, comforting, easy, and satisfying. None of this means you're losing your enjoyment of life. It simply means your body is adapting, reshaping its own comfort zone. Here's where it gets truly fascinating. These shifts can either dull your appetite and make mealtime feel like a chore, or open the door to an entirely new world of flavors. Imagine experimenting with bold spices you once ignored. A sprinkle of cinnamon on your morning oatmeal, a dash of rosemary over roasted vegetables, fresh herbs that wake up your senses in ways they never did before. This isn't just about feeding your body, it's about rediscovering joy at the table. Nutrition, however, is still the anchor. A fading sense of taste can sometimes lead to eating less, which risks missing out on essential nutrients. The key is balance. Pair appealing flavors with colorful fruits, vibrant vegetables, lean proteins, and wholesome grains. Think of it as building a plate that's not only good for your health, but also a pleasure to eat. And maybe that's the biggest lesson here. Your relationship with food is never static. It evolves just like you do. If you welcome that change with curiosity rather than frustration, you might discover new favorites that suit your needs now better than ever before. Mealtime can still be a celebration, a place for connection, laughter, and maybe even a few surprises along the way. Before we go further, I'd like to invite you. If you're finding this journey into the hidden truths of aging both surprising and valuable, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. Your support keeps this channel going and inspires us to keep bringing you more of these eye-opening conversations. Now, let's make this fun. Here's a question for you to ponder and answer in the comments. If you woke up tomorrow and your favorite food suddenly tasted completely different, what would you do? A. Try to adapt and find a new favorite. B. Fight to recreate the old taste, no matter what it takes. Type A or B in the comments, and let's see how everyone feels about this. There's a quiet shift that often goes unnoticed until it's already shaping the way you live your days. It's not dramatic, it's not the kind of change you see in the mirror, but it can affect every corner of your well-being. I'm talking about the way your body senses and responds to its surroundings, starting with something as simple and as vital as the feeling of thirst. You might assume that thirst is something you can always trust, a natural alarm bell that rings the moment your body needs water. But after the age of 75, that alarm grows faint. Hours can pass without a single signal, even if you haven't had a sip all day. You might believe you're fine until fatigue creeps in, your head feels heavier, or your mouth is suddenly dry and uncomfortable. By then, your body has been quietly running on empty. The reason for this is deeper than habit. The brain's command center for thirst, the hypothalamus, becomes less responsive over the years. The kidneys, which regulate fluid balance, can also lose some of their precision. And many older adults, aiming to avoid frequent trips to the bathroom, reduce their water intake on purpose, unknowingly making the situation worse. This combination sets the stage for chronic, low-level dehydration, the kind that doesn't just make you thirsty, it can affect your energy, your mood, and even your ability to think clearly. The signs are subtle but important. That mid-afternoon slump you chalk up to age, it might be your body begging for hydration. A mild headache, unexplained muscle cramps, or skin that feels less supple than it used to. These are quiet messages telling you to replenish your fluids. But because thirst itself isn't sounding the alarm, it's easy to miss them. Unlike hunger, which tends to demand your attention, this muted thirst is easy to ignore. So what's the solution? It's about building hydration into your life as a habit, not as a reaction. Keep a glass of water where you spend most of your time. Start and end your day with a few sips, even if you don't feel like you need it. Incorporate high water foods into your meals. Fresh melon, juicy oranges, crisp cucumbers. Herbal teas can be a soothing way to take in fluids without relying only on plain water. The goal isn't to force gallons down your throat, but to maintain a steady rhythm of hydration that supports your body without overwhelming it. And then there's another change, one that's far more visible, yet just as quietly life-altering: the way your skin responds to the world around it. After decades of sunlight, wind, and the gradual loss of collagen, skin becomes thinner, more delicate, and more sensitive to touch. What once might have been a harmless bump against the edge of a table can now leave a dark bruise. A brief moment in midday sun can cause redness or irritation faster than ever before. Even the fabrics that once felt soft might now create a faint itch or scratchiness against your arms. This isn't vanity, it's biology. The fatty layer beneath your skin, the one that cushions and protects it, becomes slimmer with age. The tiny blood vessels closer to the surface are more vulnerable to breaking. Oil production slows, leaving skin drier and less elastic. And as the body loses some of its natural healing speed, minor injuries or scratches take longer to fade. You might even notice that leaning your arm on a countertop leaves a temporary mark that wasn't there before. Caring for your skin now means adjusting to its new needs. Lightweight, breathable fabrics can minimize irritation. A gentle, fragrance-free moisturizer used regularly helps restore the skin's protective barrier. Sunscreen isn't just for long days outdoors. At this stage, even a short errand in the sun can cause harm, so protective clothing and shade become allies. What's often overlooked is how hydration ties into skin health as well. Drinking enough water helps maintain elasticity and resilience from within. Foods rich in healthy fats, avocados, walnuts, olive oil, can nourish your skin's structure just as much as any cream. And when small cuts or bruises do happen, cleaning them promptly and protecting the area supports healing and reduces the risk of infection. It may feel strange to treat your own skin as something fragile when it's been your first line of defense for decades. But in reality, it's a sign of strength, a testament to everything your body has endured. By recognizing its changing needs, you're not giving in to age. You're working with it, making thoughtful adjustments so you can keep doing what you love without discomfort or unnecessary risk. So as you move through your day, take notice of the quiet cues: a dry mouth, a tired afternoon, a patch of skin that feels more sensitive than usual. They're not inconveniences, they're conversations your body is having with you. The more you listen, the more you can respond in ways that keep you feeling not just well, but comfortable, steady, and in control of your own life. And this is only part of the story. There are other changes just as subtle, just as impactful, that begin to shape the way you interact with your surroundings, and they might surprise you even more than these. One of the most humbling realizations that can come with life after 75 is how differently the body bounces back from even the smallest setbacks. A mild cold that once passed in a few days can now linger well over a week. A small cut that used to heal quickly may demand more attention and patience. It's not that you're doing anything wrong, it's that the body's repair systems have naturally slowed with time. Your immune system, the quiet guardian working day and night to fend off illness and restore damaged tissue, doesn't operate with the same speed and force it did decades ago. The production of specialized immune cells becomes slower, and the ones your body does make may not be quite as efficient. Circulation, which plays a key role in delivering nutrients and oxygen for healing, can also lose some of its vigor. The result? Recovery that takes longer, and illnesses or minor injuries that feel more draining than they used to. This shift changes how you experience the rhythm of your days. In the past, you may have powered through a sniffle or a bout of fatigue without missing a beat. Now, pushing yourself too quickly after even a minor illness can leave you feeling worse, not better. It's a reminder that the pace your body needs is not a weakness, it's a sign of wisdom in action. Slowing down when necessary allows you to heal more completely and avoid compounding the problem. Patience becomes a tool for health. That could mean giving yourself an extra day or two before resuming a daily walk after feeling under the weather, or resting a little longer before taking on household chores. This doesn't mean surrendering to inactivity. It means aligning your actions with what your body can genuinely handle at the moment. There's also a deeper opportunity hidden in this slower recovery. Prevention. The more you can reduce your risk of illness or injury, the less often you'll have to navigate these extended recovery periods. Staying up to date with vaccinations, especially for seasonal flu or pneumonia, helps fortify your defenses. A nutrient-rich diet supports immune health from the inside out, while gentle, consistent physical activity keeps circulation strong and muscles ready to support you. Even simple daily habits, like washing your hands regularly, avoiding prolonged exposure to people with contagious illnesses, and using safe techniques when lifting or moving around, can make a big difference. Equally important is listening closely to your body's early signals. Fatigue, changes in appetite, unexplained aches, or even shifts in mood can be early markers of something your system is trying to address. Responding quickly, whether that's with extra rest, hydration, or a check-in with your doctor, can shorten recovery time and prevent complications. It's worth noting that slower recovery doesn't only apply to illness or injury, it can also apply to how your body responds to any physical stress. Even routine medical procedures, dental work, or changes in medication can leave you feeling more depleted than you might expect. Knowing this in advance allows you to plan for the downtime you might need instead of being caught off guard. The emotional side of slower recovery is just as real as the physical. It's easy to feel frustrated when your body won't bounce back the way it once did. But shifting your perspective can turn that frustration into respect for the years your body has carried you, for the countless challenges it has already overcome, and for the way it's still working to protect you every day. Instead of measuring health by speed, you can begin to measure it by completeness. Did you give yourself the time to heal fully? Did you support your body in ways that help it regain its strength? Those become the new benchmarks. And here's something to remember. Slower recovery doesn't mean you stop living fully. It means you live more intentionally. You prioritize what matters most. You give energy to the people and activities that bring you joy. And you allow your body the rest it deserves so it can continue supporting you for years to come. This is not a retreat. It's a smarter way of moving forward. In the bigger picture, honoring this slower rhythm is about self-respect. It's about recognizing that health at this stage of life is not a race to the finish line, but a careful balance between activity and restoration. You can still challenge yourself, try new things, and keep growing, but you do it with the wisdom of experience, knowing when to push and when to pause. Because here's the truth. Every day you give your body the care it needs, you're not just helping it recover from the last challenge, you're preparing it for the next one. And in that preparation lies the power to keep living on your own terms, no matter what changes time brings. One of the most surprising adjustments that can come with life beyond 75 is the way your relationship with sleep begins to change. For many people, sleep has always been a dependable constant, a natural reset button that restores energy and focus. But with age, it can take on a new and sometimes puzzling rhythm. You might find yourself falling asleep earlier than you ever intended, waking before the first hint of daylight, or struggling to stay asleep once you've drifted off. Even when you think you've gotten enough hours in bed, you may still rise feeling as though you didn't quite recharge. The reason isn't just getting older in a vague sense, it's rooted in the very architecture of your sleep. As the years pass, the amount of time spent in the deep, restorative stages naturally decreases. These stages are where your body repairs tissues, strengthens the immune system, consolidates memories, and resets emotional balance. Without as much time in this deep rest, you become more vulnerable to waking during the night, from a passing noise, a change in temperature, or the simple urge to use the bathroom. Hormonal changes also play a role, especially the gradual decline of melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle. Lower melatonin can make it harder to fall back asleep after waking in the middle of the night. And daily habits that once had no effect, like a short afternoon nap, can now subtly disrupt your ability to sleep soundly later on. There's also the influence of lifestyle shifts. Many older adults spend less time outdoors, which means less exposure to natural daylight. This light is a powerful signal to your body's internal clock, helping it understand when it's time to be alert and when it's time to rest. Without that consistent cue, your body's timing can drift, leaving you wide awake at odd hours or tired when you want to be active. Medications, especially those for heart health, blood pressure, or chronic pain, can also interfere with sleep quality, sometimes in ways that aren't immediately obvious. While these changes can feel frustrating, they're not a sentence to restless nights forever. Instead, they're a call to approach sleep with more intention. Creating a consistent bedtime and wake time can help signal to your body when it's time to wind down, even if you don't feel sleepy right away. Keeping your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet gives your body the best chance to stay asleep once you've drifted off. Avoiding caffeine late in the day and keeping naps short can reduce those wide-awake moments at night. Light, too, is a powerful tool. Stepping outside for morning sunlight can help reset your body clock and boost alertness during the day. In the evening, reducing exposure to bright screens gives your brain a clear signal that it's time to prepare for rest. And if you find yourself awake at night, rather than lying in bed growing restless, a short, quiet activity, like reading something light, can ease you back into drowsiness. Listening to your body's cues is essential. Some people discover that waking earlier is simply their new rhythm, and if they feel alert and content with that schedule, there's no reason to fight it. Others may realize that persistent fatigue or difficulty concentrating during the day is a sign of a deeper issue, like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome, that needs attention from a healthcare provider. It's important to remember that sleep at this stage of life isn't just about quantity, it's about quality. You could spend the same number of hours in bed as you did 20 years ago, but if more of that time is in lighter stages, the restorative benefits won't be the same. Accepting this reality allows you to focus on improving the conditions for better rest rather than chasing an idealized version of your past sleep. And perhaps the most empowering shift is in perspective. Changing sleep patterns are not a measure of weakness or decline. They're simply an adaptation, another way your body is recalibrating for this stage of life. By working with those changes instead of against them, you can still enjoy nights that leave you refreshed and ready for the day ahead. It's not about forcing yourself into an old pattern. It's about creating new ones that fit who you are now, honoring both your body's needs and the life you want to live. In the end, better sleep after 75 isn't just about comfort. It's about vitality. Restorative nights mean sharper thinking, steadier moods, and stronger resilience in the face of life's daily demands. And that's a reward worth making changes for. One of the most underestimated shifts in later life is how changes in your senses can quietly reshape your ability to move safely and confidently through the world. While many assume balance issues come mainly from weakening muscles or inner ear problems, the truth is that your vision plays a far greater role in stability than most people realize. As you age, your eyes become more vulnerable to subtle changes, some so gradual you might not notice them until they start affecting the way you move. Depth perception can diminish over time, making it harder to judge the exact location of a step, curb, or uneven surface. Peripheral vision, The side awareness that helps you detect movement or obstacles without turning your head can slowly narrow. Even your eyes' ability to adjust between light and dark, like when you move from a bright outdoor space into a dim hallway, can slow down, leaving you momentarily disoriented. Conditions such as cataracts, glaucoma, or macular degeneration can develop gradually, chipping away at the visual cues your brain depends on to keep you steady. What makes these changes so tricky is that they often don't feel dramatic at first. You might simply notice that you've stumbled more often in familiar places, or that you hesitate before stepping off a curb you've crossed countless times. The connection to vision isn't always obvious because your brain adapts, quietly compensating until the changes become too pronounced to ignore. But when your eyes stop sending clear, accurate signals, your body has to work harder to keep its balance, especially in low light or busy, cluttered environments. The good news is that awareness opens the door to adaptation. Regular eye exams become more than just a routine. They're your first line of defense against balance-related falls. Updating prescriptions promptly, addressing treatable eye conditions early, and ensuring you have proper lighting at home can make a dramatic difference. Hallways, staircases, and entryways benefit from bright, even light, reducing the chance of misjudging a step. Outdoors, a good pair of glasses with anti-glare coating can help you maintain clarity in changing light conditions. But vision is only part of the balance equation. Strengthening the body's other systems that support stability can help you adapt when your sight isn't perfect. Gentle activities like Tai Chi, yoga, or water aerobics build muscle control, improve posture, and train your sense of spatial awareness. Even simple daily exercises, standing on one foot while holding a counter, or practicing slow, deliberate walking in a safe space, can build your body's ability to respond when visual cues are less reliable. There's another sensory shift that adds to the challenge: your body's reduced sensitivity to temperature. In earlier years, your skin's receptors quickly told you when you were too cold or too hot, prompting you to take action. But after 75, these signals can be muted. You might step outside on a brisk winter morning and feel only mild discomfort, even though the temperature is low enough to put you at risk for hypothermia. In summer heat, you may not realize you're overheating until symptoms like dizziness or unusual fatigue set in. This change happens because the body's temperature regulation systems become less responsive. Circulation may not adjust as quickly to protect you from the cold, and sweat glands may not activate as effectively to cool you in the heat. Certain medical conditions like diabetes or heart disease can intensify these effects, as can common medications for blood pressure, allergies, or depression. Adapting means taking proactive measures rather than waiting for discomfort to guide you. In cooler weather, dressing in layers, wearing hats, and protecting your extremities with gloves can make a big difference. In warmer months, light, breathable fabrics, shade, and access to air-conditioned spaces help prevent overheating. Staying hydrated is critical, not just for overall health, but because proper hydration supports your body's ability to regulate temperature. Preparation is just as important as reaction. Before heading outdoors, check the weather and plan your activities for the mildest parts of the day. Keep a small fan or portable heater at home to fine-tune your comfort. Pay attention to subtle cues. A sudden wave of tiredness, slight confusion, or a change in skin color can be early signs that your body is struggling to maintain a safe temperature. Acting on these signs early can prevent serious consequences. These shifts in vision, balance, and temperature awareness are not about limitation. They're about adaptation. By understanding how your body's signals are changing, you can take steps to protect your independence and confidence. Small adjustments made consistently have the power to keep you moving safely and comfortably through your days. This isn't about retreating from the world. It's about meeting it on your terms, clear-eyed, steady on your feet, and prepared for whatever the weather, the light, or the path ahead might bring. Growing older, especially beyond 75, is not a slow fade into the background. It's a shift into a new chapter with its own rules, rhythms, and rewards. The changes we've explored are not signs that life is shrinking, but signals that life is transforming. Your taste may change. Thirst may not speak as loudly. Skin might need more gentle care. Sleep could follow a different clock. Recovery might require more patience. Vision could subtly alter your balance. Temperature awareness might fade, and your voice may soften. Each of these shifts is a quiet reminder that your body has been working tirelessly for decades, adapting and adjusting through every season of your life. The real lesson isn't about resisting these changes. It's about meeting them with curiosity, respect, and creativity. When your favorite food doesn't taste the same, it's an invitation to discover new flavors. When your skin feels more fragile, it's a nudge to treat yourself with more kindness. When balance feels less certain, it's a chance to strengthen other senses and muscles that keep you steady. And when recovery takes longer, it's permission to rest without guilt, knowing you are giving your body the space it needs to heal fully. This stage of life offers a kind of wisdom that can't be taught in youth. The understanding that slowing down can actually deepen your experience. You notice more. You savor more. You choose more carefully where to put your energy. Instead of rushing through life's moments, you can linger in them, finding joy in the small, everyday victories. The taste of a perfectly brewed cup of tea, the warmth of sunlight through the window, the comfort of a conversation that stretches late into the evening. The key is to adapt without losing yourself. That means keeping the habits that serve you, letting go of the ones that no longer fit, and replacing them with choices that support your health, happiness, and independence now. It's not about giving in, it's about living smart, with eyes open to both your limitations and your possibilities. If there's one thing to carry forward, it's this: your value doesn't diminish with age. The shape of your days may change, but your ability to create meaning, connection, and joy is as strong as ever. Every adjustment you make is not a sign of loss, but of resilience. And resilience, at any age, is the mark of a life well lived. So here's a simple question for you. Which do you think matters more at this stage? Holding on to old routines or creating new ones that match your life today? Comment your answer below so we can all learn from each other's perspectives. If you found this video helpful, meaningful, or inspiring, please subscribe to our channel. Share your thoughts in the comments. We read every one. And your ideas help us create the best videos for you. Let's make Beyond 60 Wisdom a place where we connect, share, and grow together every day. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for spending this time with us. Your presence here gives us the motivation to keep bringing you quality, heartfelt videos, and we look forward to many more conversations ahead.